In this video, I'm going to lay out the importance of specializing your business in a niche. In nature, having a niche means that you've got an animal who has a home inside its ecosystem. When we take that same application to business, we want to think about your business having a home inside its larger ecosystem or economy. When it has a strong niche, it has what we call product market fit. So product market fit is a really important concept in business. And it's this idea that your target market is so clearly defined that we know exactly who your business is serving. Your offer is very clearly defined. So we know exactly what problem it solves and exactly the solution that it offers. And speaking of solution, the solution that it does offer is so needed, so valued that it actually starts to pull the customers toward it. When you pull your customers into your offer because it's so clear, it solves such an important problem, and the solution is so desirable, you start to have strong product market fit. This is when you start to see predictable, sustainable growth in your sales week or month or quarter after quarter. And this is where you, as a business, as a team, yes, you're working hard, but there is this overall sense of flow. And you know that you might have a bad week, but there's still ongoing and strong, healthy demand for what it is that you sell. So you're not pushing this uphill battle. I'm Eleanor Beaton, and in this video, I am going to lay out 4 core reasons that it is so important to specialize your business in a niche, especially when you are scaling from 200K to 2 million plus. I might take a lot of heat for this, but I actually think for companies that are in startup, if you are a brand new service provider, you just left your corporate job and you're just starting a brand new business, I don't actually think that having a strong niche is essential. That's because when you first start your business, you don't have any data yet. So you're sort of trying to figure out, what does the market want? Who is my most ideal client going to be? So there's a lot of experimentation early on in startup. And at this phase, it's really all about selling your face off and trying to get customers. And then as you start to get more and more customers, that's when you're going to be able to start to niche down. However, as you start to scale and grow, and particularly as you grow past 200,000 in sales to 2 million plus, your ability to reduce complexity and to simplify your business, making it easier for that business to scale, this is when it becomes so much more important to specialize in a niche. So here are 4 reasons why it's so important to specialize in a niche, particularly as you scale past 200,000. So reason number 1 is that early in your business, you are often going to grow organically. And when we talk about organic growth, what we're really saying is business is just kind of coming to you. And for a lot of service providers and consultants, when they first start their businesses, they may be selling services to a pre-existing network. You might even be selling your services back to your former employer. So you are responding to the needs of the market. People need something, they come to you, you provide it. This is what is known as organic growth. Now, business owners will come to a point where they decide to move from organic growth to proactive growth. And proactive growth happens when you decide not just to kind of take the growth and the customers and business that comes to you naturally, but you decide to speed up, accelerate, and amplify that process by going after more business. So it's like you put your foot on the gas. So rather than taking whatever opportunities come your way, now you are taking a more intentional approach to growth. This is what proactive growth is all about. But if you think about it, you're deciding, I'm going to put my foot on the gas. I'm going to pursue more growth. Which direction do you take? This is where you need to get focused and start taking a focused direction. You don't have unlimited amount of time, money, or resources to pour all over the place, right? You're still a small business. So you are going to start to niche down. So let's say that you are a CFO and you offer CFO services. This is where you might decide, okay, yes, I'm capable of serving all kinds of different types of companies, but I need to bring some focus to my marketing. I need to bring some focus to my prospecting, and I need to develop some specialty so I don't have to know all kinds of different industries. Therefore, I'm going to niche down into, let's say, biotech. The move from organic to proactive growth, you're starting to proactively push on the gas pedal of growth. And rather than focusing on all like 5 different markets and diluting your efforts, you're going to start to focus your effort on one niche. This is one of the reasons that it becomes so important to specialize in a niche as your business scales. Otherwise, you're all over the place, you're diluting your efforts, and it's just not effective. The second reason it's so important to specialize your business in a niche is because as you start to scale up, you are going to start, especially if you're a service business, you're going to start to produce scalable offers, or you're going to try to productize your service. So you're going to move from a bespoke service where you're changing what you offer depending on who your client is, and this is very common in startup. As you scale, that becomes untenable. It becomes really hard to offer bespoke solutions to 50 million different kinds of customers, right? You don't have the time, you don't have the complexity to deal with that. You probably don't have the team to deal with that. So as you move from bespoke services to more scalable offers, the key is not just deciding what that scalable offer is going to be. You need to be able to sell that scalable offer. And when it comes to selling scalable offers versus selling bespoke offers, when you're selling a scalable offer, you need to be very specific about who you're talking to and what is the problem that that scalable offer solves and what is the specific solution that it provides and why should your buyer care about it. So I've worked with so many customers and clients who thought, I'm just going to scale by creating a scalable offer, and nobody bought it. And the reason was because with their general services, they could work with whoever. They hadn't yet mastered the art of honing in on a specific target, offering a specific solution that's meaningful to them. And you can only do this. You can only sell effective scalable offers when you niche down and build that scalable offer around a very specific client seeking a very specific outcome. So this is the second reason that it's so important to specialize your business in a niche when you scale. The third reason is because the more specialized you are, the greater ease that you will have in internal training. As you scale a service-based business, the biggest challenge that you're going to have is complexity. So let's say you work with a bunch of different types of clients doing a bunch of different types of services. Now imagine that you're trying to hire people to do that work. The more different types of scenarios you throw them into, the less experience they're going to have, the less skill they're going to have, the harder it's going to be to train them, the more complex your training has to be to deal with more complex potential outcomes and realities. You can see the headache forming, right? So as you scale, what's really key is if you start to specialize your niche, so you start to really isolate and whittle down and identify who is the specific type of client we want to focus on here, and what is the specific type of outcome or problem that this client has that we want to focus on. So as you start to hone in on who you're serving and what you're doing for them, what happens is you start to reduce complexity. As you start to reduce complexity, you make it easier to break down your system into micro teachings or trainings that you can train your staff so that they know what to do. The more you're able to focus and simplify, the easier it is to transfer your knowledge and experience into the brains and hearts and hands of your team to be able to deliver that service in your stead, the easier it makes it to scale. And then the fourth reason it's so important to specialize in a niche as you scale, it comes back to this idea of reducing complexity. So the more you focus in on the who and the what, the stronger you make your niche, the more you're able to reduce overall complexity. Complexity is expensive in business. Complexity slows you down. The more complexity you have, the more senior, expensive hires you need to bring into your company. Now, none of those things are inherently bad, but they do impact your ability to grow profitably. So this is one of the biggest reasons that you want to niche down as you scale. A growing business eats money for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So the less complex you make that business, the lighter its appetite is going to be, and the more profit you have to reinvest, to hold inside the business, just the better financially performing company you're going to have. All right, I hope you found this useful. In the description to this video, you're going to see a number of links that are going to help you to sort of uncover more detail about how to figure out your niche, how to niche down, how other companies have niched down, and also how we can help you niche down. So definitely check out those links. If you are a woman owner looking at scaling from 200K to 2 million plus, definitely hit subscribe to this channel. Each week we release videos that are targeted specifically and only for founders like you scaling from 200K to 2 million plus. And let me know in the comments, why do you think it's so important to niche, and what questions do you have about niching down? Drop those in the comments. I'll be happy to answer.